Hey, it's Dr. Michael. Welcome today. I'm interviewing actually a really good friend of mine, Greg Savage. Some of you may have recognized him. He was in X-Men First Class. He was a boat commander, and I have known you for, 6, 7, 8 years anyways.
Yeah, it's been
and he's an Atlanta-based actor. He does work here and there, but he's also works at managing some companies, Atlanta-based companies here, and as an executive, he was kind of like, I'm busy, but my life needs to be back in control, and we kind of dialed it in, and some of the things that we had done and talked about, and he's like, I've coached him on and off throughout the years, and he was like, yeah, you need to put this together.
Yeah.
And so what was the best thing about being on set with X-Men? Who did you get to see?
Oh, wow, gosh. It's been a minute ago, but, well, first of all, I get to go to a boat. That's my set.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge boat. Made to look like a 1960s Coast Guard ship. They bring me out in a Zodiac boat through the back, and they say, "Oh, Mr. Savage, you're so go up to the captain's quarters right there." And so I go in, and I open up the sliding glass door, and there is none other than James McAvoy, Rose Byrne, on a little love seat, and then the other love seat is Oliver Platt, and they're just remarkable and so easygoing and focused, and it was an awesome experience.
Now, you told me that was the boat that, something to do with the Titanic.
I believe the story is that was the boat that discovered the Titanic that they brought, and they gave the guy, the owner, a fresh new paint job, which,
For a ship, that's big money.
So it's like, okay, I'll do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed acting for the last 18 years.
Favorite thing you've done?
Oh.
Was it not show-wise, just what you've
Yeah.
learned, what it's brought out in you?
Well, I mean, I think I had an acting coach, Sam Christensen, who just passed not too long ago, and he used to be the casting director for MASH, the TV show. Okay, so he had
Klinger. You know that that Disney bought that, so Klinger's technically a Disney princess now.
Oh, actually, I can see how that works. That makes sense. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Well, hopefully he'll get some royalties on that. You know what I mean? I don't know, something like that. Next
Right up there
action
with
figure
Princess
dolls.
Leia.
Or yes, exactly. What?
Right up there with Princess Leia.
So, yeah, I would say was studying with him because he had a process that he did over a few days that really allows the actor to take a look at just what are their natural characteristics and strengths and tendencies and how to really bring that forward into the character. So that would be a big moment for me in my training.
Cool. He's one of our Make a Life Worth Living clients. He's been involved with us for years with the water and different things, and the water for you is revolutionary. And then
and we've got the Anespa.
a couple of
other ones. The 501SD.
The K8s, the SD501s, the Vespas.
And it's just, I mean, what I love about it is what just the benefits of that water does.
Oh yeah.
And how I feel, how I'm able to be more active, peace of mind, clear-headed thinking. And it gives me a sense of being in control of me.
Yeah.
And also how it impacts the people that are around me, my loved ones, my family, my friends, people I work with, people that I'm on set with. And people love to be healthier, happier,
Absolutely.
feeling great.
That's why I do what I do. It's Make a Life Worth Living.
So one thing that I really enjoyed out of your 3-day was going through the process of taking a look at where am I putting my time, and part of it was like, oh my God, I'm really wasting a lot of time.
That was the point. It's amazing.
I was just like,
that's what I've been saying.
And I'm thinking, but then of course, the other side of that is like, wow, I've got really an opportunity to take advantage of so much within a smaller bit of time frame and work smarter for sure. But
You're not as far behind as you thought you were. You just weren't using what you had well.
Yeah. So it's time to sharpen that up, fine tune it, you know, get precise on what am I doing, when I'm doing what I'm doing, getting clear around that, especially the goal setting piece of it. Definitely taking a look at the money side of it. You know, I like things. I always have had an interest in seeing how things work. You know, and doing it where there's a simplest way of doing it, rather than let me go from here to 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 here.
Yeah, but sometimes you get the butterfly matrix going for you.
Yeah. You're right. Guilty. I have done that. You're right.
You keep asking, like it's like.
So it's.
Well, the interesting thing is I've known you for 6-7 years, maybe.
Yeah.
And you know, when you first, you know, we were moving, you're like, oh, that's cool, and then you walked in, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, this boy was serious when he said he was going to take it over, and you know, and that's what we did. And the 3-day that he's talking about is on our website, Make a Life Worth Living. You know, Greg's been a client of mine for forever, and he's always like the coaching stuff, and he kept telling me he's one of the people that was instrumental. You need to like do this for real. And I'm like, really? I'm not. And he goes, yeah, really, you need to do this for real. So we put some stuff together, and on the website it's got the 3-day, which talks about, you know, a lot of people are frustrated with where they're at in life, whether it's family, whether it's work, personally, professionally, mentally, all of it. And he's like, okay, well, you know, he looked at the house and he's like, you know, you may have seen some of his posts on the boards. He's like, yeah, you figured this out. And I'm like, well, I'm still figuring it out. And he goes, yeah, but you're just a little bit ahead of everybody else, so tell the rest of us. And I'm like, okay. And so we ended up putting together a 3-day, which talks about the time, which is what you just talked about. And it's like, most people are like, if I had the time. I said, everybody has the time. It's a question of where you make the time.
Yeah.
And then it's, well, if I had the money, I would. And then when you look at your budget, you're like, well, okay, I do have the money. And so it frees you up to be able to work and capitalize on your time and your family focus and things like that. And for us, it's always been kids. You know, Abby and I are very set with, you know, Skylar being in the hospital. We kind of clung to each other, and it was always Abby and I, and then we took care of the kids, and then we took care of business, and it really worked. And that's just kind of skewed for everybody. It's work, and then I've got time for my family, whatever I can fill in around. And we start our schedule with, you know, Abby's right in the middle of my calendar, and you're like, dude, that's awesome. And I was like, no, I'm just really simple. That was like that made the most sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, it's you know, going your stereotypical schedule of, okay, I'm going to be doing work, and then if I get some time there, then I'll do it.
Friday night after I'm exhausted.
And it's like, really, is that what it's about? No, of course not. So, yeah, it's really opened up my look at what's important to me, what matters to me, how do I have it all, rather than, well, I can do this or I can do that. How can I make it all work? You know?
That's my kid.
And
you know, Dr. Rogers, that's her whole thing too.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, and she's not one to like take a back seat anyway. So, well, neither's Tiff.
No, right.
So, but yeah. All right, you want to make sure she gets a mic? We have a question in the audience. The blonde lady there in the black, yeah.
So, with everything you do between acting and your businesses and all that, what are your current goals or long-term goals, and why do you feel that aligning with Dr. Michael is the right thing to do?
Well, I kind of love shiny new things, and I'm like, oh, what's that? That's great. I'm always thirsty for life, and I like to keep busy, but I'm not here to just be busy to be busy. You know, I'm here to make a difference and contribute and build. And so what's always attracted me to Michael is that his ability to focus and get out the distractions and things that do take us away from what matters. Or feeling like I don't have enough time, or, well, I'll get to be with family, on the weekends when I have time for that, and so where I get the value in lining with Dr. Michael is getting focused on where I'm putting my time and energy, and having a matrix to keep up with that, and to have an accountability partner, and really go to it. And so, yeah, that would be it. As far as goals coming up, I career-wise, my goals around acting is to become a regular recurring, you know, that whole journey is just so open.
And especially with Atlanta growing right now, there's just more and more opportunities. Just
Atlanta's crazy busy.
it really is.
It really is, and we've got people coming from New York City, LA, everywhere. It's been fantastic.
All right. So my other question would be somebody that's new to the Atlanta market that wants to get into acting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talked a few minutes ago about having a good coach that really kind of clarified things. What are some things that you'd give new actors or aspiring actors?
Oh well, I know a lot of people in the city, so I would team them up with the right people that would get them on track quickly.
So would you like them to reach out to you?
Yeah, sure.
All right. That's Greg Savage, just on Facebook?
Yeah.
Messenger?
Yeah.
Easiest way to do
Yeah,
it?
that's the best way to do it. Do it that
Sweet.
way. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, and you know, it's just that way it fast tracks them, and they don't have to hit all the potholes that are out there. I'm sure.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm sure they'd like that. Greg Savage on Facebook. One other thing I know you got a big heart for is you actually started mentoring other men.
Yeah.
You have a group that you work with, and you've
Yeah.
been helping to kind of help the less fortunate and get back on track and figure their lives out and things like that.
Yeah, national organization called Mentor, Discover, Inspire. We're all across North America, including Canada, and it's really how do we be better men? And that's you know, every man's got his own pathology around what's right, wrong, what's his next right step of action to take in his life, and we're that with men, and it's phenomenal to see when men step into their power and being a part of their family and their career and community, just what happens when they take it on. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
This has kind of been my big thing. The other day I did a post on a review of 2019, and I'm always, you know me, I'm always looking at the 90-day window. And I was reflecting on some books, and I was wondering if you had any books that you've read this year. I know for me it was The Magic, Supernatural.
Yeah, no, I'm on that.
Those things
I'm on
were-
Doing the Magic, Happy Pocket Full of Money.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah, it is. And Becoming Supernatural, I'm just starting that now. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Other
those
books
are-
that you've looked at, have just anything you got to add?
I'm doing my journaling, you know, and there's so much that comes out of that.
It really does,
So
asking
that's
yourself those hard
something
questions.
that I would say start that, because there's a relationship that happens that it gets easier and simpler. Yeah, that would be it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So again, the name of the group, a men's group that you help,
Oh,
tell people.
Mentor, Discover, Inspire.
And you can reach him at Greg Savage on Facebook.
Yeah.
He's in my friends list somewhere.
Yep. I'm there.
Just reach out if you want to help with the men's groups or any of the things like that, or you've got acting
Interested
questions.
in acting? Yep.
Perfect.
Hey,
Appreciate
brother.
your time.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Good to see you, man.
Absolutely.